We're live.
I'm sure we are
We
now.
are. It says live. We're live. Did I ruin it? Did I ruin it already? We're
No,
live. Michelle, we're live. Keep smiling.
we are now live. You must have been watching on your phone.
No,
We,
it says live Facebook. It's
it
not
doesn't
too
show
hard.
me that because I'm waiting to see everything go through.
We are
But
live.
anyway, we're live. Welcome, Barbara. I'm so glad you came to join us today at Resonant Essentials.
Thank you. Thank you.
I really am excited. This is our first time doing a live. So we're going to talk about your your laser breakthrough sessions because I've experienced one and I want to experience more. So I want everybody to have that experience, and that's why you're doing them here at RE. So I want you to explain it in only good Barbara.
So no cursing is what you're trying to say. Good Barbara language. What do you want to hear?
I want you to tell everybody what the session is about, what it will happen for them, and how you go about doing it. Because I don't think they really understand that your work has really shifted rather than just that business mentor. You're involving a lot more than that.
That's a great question. And I'm just trying to think about how to answer that honestly, because it really depends on who's in front of me at that moment. So my work has been for a long time on business coaching, business scaling, helping people, I would say more helping spiritual business owners operationalize what they do so the muggles can understand. That has been a big part of my work. So I work with people that are like, hey man, I talk to dolphins and I do transformations. And I'm like, okay, great. How are we going to market that so people understand what you're doing and how it's going to help them? And so a lot of my work has been focused on that. And I realize that even if you have the right language, you know how to market your business, you know all of the steps that you need to take to grow your business. You might have done like online classes or how to coach or all of that stuff. It's still really challenging to grow a business if you get in your own way. I don't know if you've ever experienced that.
Oh, not at all.
Not at all. Okay, never. That's what I thought. So like you can have it, you could spend tens of thousands of dollars and hire the people that like look really good with that severe haircut, that nice little bowl haircut and the fancy suit and all of that. And then when you're on your own, your SHIT sets in and it's really hard to grow your business. So what I do is I meet with people and I don't even know how it actually happens, but things drop in. So I'll start with a session, finding out, what's working, what's not quite right, what have you tried? And things drop in for me pretty quickly of ways that you can, it's like shift. I would say like it's not only like shifting your mindset, but it's shifting your mindset, clearing things so you can really grow your business in an intentional way. But what happens also with the laser breakthrough sessions is sometimes they're not about business at all, which is always surprising to me because people would come and they're like, I want to make more money. And then it's like, oh, but you are really not believing in yourself, and you need to really work on how to do that. And let me give you some tools and tricks and techniques on how to do that, because that having confidence is number one in growing your business. But they don't always equate that. So it's not always business talk. We could do meditation. I could assign candle work to somebody and say, hey, here's what you need to write out. Here's a candle you need to light. Here's how you have to carve your name into it. Here's how you anoint it with this oil. And all of a sudden things shift. It could be that we do tapping. Tapping doesn't work for me, but it works for other people to get rid of some of those beliefs. It's never been one for me. It could be that we need to call in my guides and see what they have to say. That's why it's so hard. Like, it's really for someone that just says, you know what, I've been beating my head against the wall doing the same thing, and I need something else because whatever I'm doing is not quite working.
So let me ask you, because I think that the work is also for more than just business.
Right.
It can pertain to any area of your life in which you have, like, personally, I have gone through an astrological storm from hell from 2008 till now.
Right.
Astrologically, I've been wearing a concrete backpack with concrete boots, with a concrete helmet, and I feel
It's
like
actually a corset. What I'm getting is it's actually a corset. It's not, I mean,
that was
it's
added
a little
to
sexier
that.
for you. Yeah.
So anyway, when I trudged through this, it was because I'm an all cardinal. All my majors are cardinal. And so are my north and south nodes. So everything is in flux right now. But I have been pre-programmed since 2008, going through this sludge, that maybe my astrological sign says you're free now, but my heart isn't. Can you help me with that?
Are you asking me? Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Well,
That's what
yeah.
I'm saying across
So,
is that
yeah.
I think you can, because I'm going to sign up for a session, but I want them to understand that this is more than just because we put patterns, habits, and roadblocks in our way, right?
Yep.
And it doesn't matter how great you are at your own profession and helping other people, you still have your own SHIT to deal with.
Yes. I love that you spelled that. Thank you for the little kids. Yes, yes, and yes. So this is the thing. It's really hard to see your own blocks. It's hard to see that. And a lot of times we might see it, but we ignore it or we push it down. And it's not necessarily consciously or with intent. But having someone from the outside talk to you and just say, like, okay, I see your heart and it's literally a cage. And what's really interesting is it's open. So what does that mean for you? And then you might say, okay, so, I'm stuck in here in this cage, but I'm actually not stuck. It's like, lady, the door is open, like, get out. And right. And so you may feel like you're stuck, but when you put that visualization and you really look at it and you're like, oh, you mean I can just like put my feet out of this cage and fly? Sometimes all people need is someone to say, yes, you can. And I will hold your hand while you do that.
Which is what I think is really important, because the value of what they're getting for the price that they're getting it is unbelievable. Because I know practitioners that will give you a $500 reading, a $250 reading, and not do near the epiphany that your gift and your talent has at recognizing people's roadblocks, because you've been doing this for years.
What's interesting is once someone signs up, so they fill out a few questions, and then once they, I also have a release form because I am a business person and I need to make sure that, like, I don't get like sued and someone goes out and says, oh, she said I was in a cage. Now I'm going to go in the middle of Central and open up and get out of that cage. And, so I have a release form. Once someone signs the release form, it gives me permission to start tuning in. And so I do the work before I meet with somebody. I actually can tune in to just a little piece of what they need. And then what happens is, like, for those sessions, I'll be bringing this huge, like, I don't know, it's like, it was a makeup case that I transitioned into a crystal case. I don't know if you remember, it's like bright pink and it's so heavy and so buggy. I'm going to be bringing stuff with me based on what drops in for that person, based on how they answer the questions, and once I tune into their energy. And I don't know how I do it. I mean, I really, I wish I could say that, like, I went to school and this were the 4 things that they taught me and I studied really hard and I got my certification in knowing shit. Oh, I didn't spell it that time. But that's not right. But that's not how it works. I mean, that's not how it worked. I went to school. I mean, I studied for years. I have a PhD in organizational development. I've done all the work. I've done all the research. I can do PowerPoints and Visio charts and I can do statistics. And it's like, I can collect all this data, or I literally can tune into your energy. And it's like, you need to bring a opalite crystal that looks like a balloon dog to this meeting. And it's like, that's what I show up with. And so I like to say that you never know what it's going to be like. But for $99, it's definitely worth it.
It is. So, and the thing that's so joyful about, I'm sorry I'm laughing so hard, but I have such a blast with you. And I've got April over here. She's sitting here with me
Is she
too.
laughing, or is she just like rolling her eyes like, oh
Just
God, no?
dying. She's dying over here. So it's like, because it's hard for people to conceptualize that they might actually need help
Uh-huh.
because, they blame it on the physical world things. They don't blame it on the emotional beingness things. So they say, well, it's because so-and-so cursed me, or it's because the economy is bad because this person did that, or this person told me this, and I paid all this money for that, and none of it's worked. They don't realize that they're the roadblock.
Well, I've been doing consulting for years. So, like, in addition to this, I have a company and I do consulting, and it's always easy to blame someone else or blame the consultant or whatever. What happens with people, they have great intentions. They invest the money, they feel like they're going to do the work. But once their shit starts setting in and they're like, I don't want to do what this person told me to do, I'm not going to do it. So they don't do it or they don't commit. And then they wonder, like, why can't I grow my business? And it's like, well, you didn't do it. But it's not that you didn't do it and you're a bad human. It's that you didn't do it because there is something else that needs to be cleared that is going to allow you to do what you need to do to grow your business. I will tell you right now, like I said earlier, confidence is number one. You could be dumb as a doorknob, but if you're confident, you're going to grow your business. Like, I've seen it. I see it with people all the time. I see all of these people, they're making no money in their business. They're dumb as a doorknob, and people are signing up with them. And you're like, what the hell? Like, but it's confidence. So it might be that the reason you're not building your business is not because this coach didn't do anything. It's because you didn't have the confidence to go and do what they told you to do.
I agree. And I think that a lot of that confidence comes from trauma, drama, and stuff that we allow to get locked in our body, or even sometimes it really is astrological.
Yeah.
That we're just being set down, because I have a hard Saturn aspect to Capricorn. I was just informed by Johanna that has made my life so interesting, along with everything else. And I'm like, really?
Well, I'm not a big astrology person, but Johanna told me I was in Scorpio for 40 freaking years. So I'm almost out of it. And I was like, so it knocked me on my ass when I heard that. I was like, oh, Scorpio. And then I had to look up Scorpio. And then, it didn't sound very good. It's like intense and analytical and blah, blah. And I was like, you know what? I can't live in this Scorpio.
I've been in Venus for 40 years. And what that means is that I'm learning to
love
unconditional love.
Yeah. Well, I will just tell you, I can't live in Scorpio, so I've made a decision to clear Scorpio from my world, and I'm going straight to Sagittarius, where I apparently read, travel, have a good life for at least a couple of years.
All those books that you haven't read yet.
That's why I started reading. I'm still in Scorpio, and I already started reading. So yeah.
I want everybody to know that this woman is actually a professor at the Anderson School of Business, correct?
Me? Oh, no, I was a professor. I'm no longer a professor. I was a professor at UNM in the Organizational Learning Instructional Technologies program. Okay, however, I am a mentor for Stanford University Latino Entrepreneur Scaling Program. And so I help Latino business owners who are making 1 million plus and or have gotten at least 500,000 in capital scale their business. And I will tell you right now, to be perfectly transparent, a lot of those people are making a lot more money than I am, right? Like I'm not making, 10, 15, $20 million. That's not my jam. That's not my purpose. And that's not where I am. And my imposter syndrome set in when I started doing that work, because I was like, what can I help them with? Like, how can I help them scale? Like, I'm just sitting in here in my little office with my, Hawaii pictures and my crystals. And how can I help them? What value do I have? And then as soon as I started doing this work, I realized it doesn't matter how much money you're making, because if you are standing in your way of living your dreams, you're still miserable. And I can help you clear that. And so that's what I'm doing.
And you know what? I have to tell everybody, one of the biggest blessings is you work with probably the most difficult group of people to work with, because when you're esoteric, a lot of times you don't have a strong business background, which is why we started the nonprofit, why I want you to teach at the nonprofit, because you're dedicated to helping spiritually based businesses. And you're good at understanding the spiritual consciousness of humankind. So when people come to you and they say, I'm stuck, they don't have to be just stuck in their business. It could be stuck in their marriage, stuck in their house, stuck with their family, stuck with their dog and not being able to communicate with their dog. And you're able to help move this through. I've watched your transition into owning your own powers, into this miraculous way, that this new way that you're working. And I highly recommend everybody coming in and getting a session. You're only going to be doing 2 days, and they're very limited sessions. So, you know, you want to, what we're going to do is we're going to have to put the QR code. Can you put the QR code at the bottom of this video so they can
Sure. I'll do the link. I'm not
There
as
you go.
technically savvy. The link, I can do that. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Or they can get the QR code. I'll repost the meme.
The picture.
And they can, if they want the QR code, you put the link, I'll put the meme up, and we can get people registered, because we're coming into winter and this is your time to put self to work. And we're coming Pluto out of Capricorn, so the soul is coming out of that structure and dynamic in that aspect, so that we can move farther. And we're going into Aquarius. This is lightening the load for you if you're Scorpio, Aquarius, Gemini, Capricorn, Cancer, Libra, Aries, and I can't remember what else. So that there's literally, you know, 6 of the 12 that are getting kind of released with this movement, but everybody will feel the effects.
What about Virgos? Virgos are my favorite.
Virgos is, yes, Virgos, everybody's going to feel a shift, but the fixed and the mutable and the cardinal signs, I believe it is, that are getting the biggest benefit of this Pluto moving out of Capricorn.
I still want to see at least one Virgo on that list, because I don't know what's going on with all the astrology stuff. So I just need a Virgo, because I know Virgos sometimes, not all of them, but since I'm a recovering Virgo, get stuck in their head and they're overthinkers. And those are the people that I believe really get a lot of value. So those folks that agonize over every decision, agonize over spending $40, $50, $200, agonize over whether they should write something or not write something, or put something on social media or not. Perfectionists, you know, the recovering perfectionists, all of those people, they're my favorite. Like, I literally can look at y'all and I'm just like, oh, girl, I'm a girl, guy, let me help you. And things just drop in. So those are my people. And I think that those are the folks that really get so down on themselves because they get so stuck.
You're right. And they do. But yeah, everybody's gonna receive a benefit with this shift out. If people go back to June and all the shift and changes and all that movement forward that people got hits on, where things were opening up and then they got shoved back in the box, we're coming out, and Saturn stations tomorrow. So Saturn stationing tomorrow is going to be another big shift. They say that the new moon on the 13th, 14th, so they're actually getting a perfect time, because we hit the full moon. They're going to get full moon energy as it grows, that's waxing. So everything that you're doing in the timeline that you're doing it is going to be going bigger. So you're going to be helping people go big, because the moon's energy is going to be behind them. All this transition is going to happen.
Go big or go home, baby.
I love to see people come in and take advantage of all this great stuff.
Awesome.
April's waving her hand.
Is April, just come on over. I want to see your face.
You want to see her? Here.
April, smile. You're on camera.
I am so jazzed to hear what you're saying. I'm looking for you.
So cute, April. April, look at this. We don't even need to do the live. April and I are going to spend a couple of days together.
I
Already finished.
have Virgo moon, Virgo Saturn, Virgo
Oh
South
shit.
Node
Oh
in
shit.
house.
All right, I'm
I'm
gonna
begging
bring the
you.
big heart for you, girl. Because I'm not gonna bring the little dog for you. I don't
Oh,
think
you're wonderful. Thank
it's cute,
you.
isn't it?
I will see you.
So funny.
All right, dear. Thank you
Okay.
so much. I want people to remember we're going to be posting the name and the link.
Are
So
we in your group? Where are we live? Are we in your
we're
group?
live in Resonant Essentials, the group. So anybody, if you're listening and you know of anybody else who can benefit from Barbara's work, please like, share the video. We greatly appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank you. Bye,
Thanks.
guys.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.